what a lot of freelancers and consultants miss is they're trying to be everything to everybody. They're trying to, actually, game developers have the same problem. They're trying to make their game for everyone. I ask people, hey, what's your target demographic for your game? And they'll say to me, oh, we want it to be everyone. Or, we want it to be people, 16 to 45. We want to go after the same people who play Candy Crush. What you actually need is you need like a really core, tight idea of who's going to play your game. And then you can build out from that. And it's the same for people who are making a new offer for their freelancing or consulting business. They need to have an idea of who they're going to serve specifically. And then once they've done that, they can sort of add on to it. You can accrete, like a pearl starts with that one grain, and then you add on a layer, and you add on another layer, and soon it's this big pearl, but it started with that one little grain. So your offer and your app and your whole business needs to start with like a core audience and then build out.
We leveled up one of our major funnels and it rapidly increased the conversion rate.
He thinks he puts his heart into what he does to be able to deliver.
You and Macy, both super sharp, man. And that's one of the biggest pleasures of working together. You guys are like diamonds, very hard to come across in the digital world.
Best looking profile on Upwork for ClickFunnels. I'm like, this guy is the best. Like, this is the guy I need.
He's so thorough with his work. He shows you what he's done, why he did it that way, how to access things. I just so trust him.
Yeah, really into the detail and cannot recommend him highly enough. Buddy, thank you for everything you've done. And yeah, love working with you.
Nothing But Up, the podcast, Season 2. With your host, Jamir Angelo.
Sage about the flex.
Welcome to the podcast. It's Jamir Angelo, your host for Nothing But Up, the podcast. And I'm coming to you live here from a simple home office in the province of South Cotabato. You're tuned in today to Season 2, Episode 13. And today is Friday, May 10th. Right? And we're back at it again with another episode that will help you discover some strategies on how you'd be able to shine from the vast talents and skills online as a freelancer. And today we're diving deep into how you'd be able to deal with the competition as freelancers. As a matter of fact, guys, if there's one thing that I really want to say, don't allow competition to discourage you. But guys, before we dive into, the nitty-gritty, as always, let's throw some love to our avid listeners of our podcast. Let's look it up here. Mad love to Nelly Sudri of Ask Nelly. I appreciate you for your trust. I hope you're killing it. And to our solid listeners locally from Cebu, Davao, Negros, Dumaguete, and Manila, thank you always for hitting us up. And lastly, to all of my homies in New York and LA, Sean Donovan and Melanie Hirsch, I hope you guys are good. Now, you see, guys, I've been really contemplating a lot lately, and I'm trying to get my mind around potentially expanding my business here at Funnel Expert PH, and perhaps hire more people to serve more clients. And I may decide to do so, and I'm seriously considering that. So it's probably another way for me to be able to serve more clients globally. And at the same time, here locally, I'd be able to help more freelancers, hire some to do some projects to work with. And yeah, speaking of freelancing, of course, man, you see, the competition, the crazy competition these days is literally so damn tough. So tough that I see some freelancers, begging to know how they'd be able to land their next client or how they'd be able to find work, to find projects, or where to find clients. And it's been bugging me lately too. So, yeah, this episode will absolutely cover that. You know, freelancing is a sweet deal in a lot of ways. I mean, first off, you've got that killer flexibility with your schedule. No more 9 to 5 grind. Plus, of course, you're the boss, picking projects that really float your boat. And let's not forget, getting into freelancing ain't like breaking into a vault. It's pretty accessible. But hey, I mean, with all these perks, it's no surprise that markets packed to the brim. That's what I said. Competition. Like, you see, for VAs, funnel builders, web designers, podcast editors, graphic artists, copywriters, consultants, and so much more, everybody is actually feeling it. Now, everyone is dealing with a boatload of competition, and it might seem like a headache, but let's try and solve that today. And let's try and figure out how to be able to stand out from the crowd. And from simply beefing up that portfolio, trying to craft your brand, making sure you have you're memorable in a sea of freelancers out there. And let's dive into these strategies that I've compiled, and you'd be able to, navigate the competition like a pro, hopefully in no time. So let's kick off with number 1, specializing a niche. Now, sometimes we can go and get tempted, and it could appear to be a good plan to do many freelance tasks to get more work. However, if you do that, you won't become good at one thing, and you won't have a strong advantage. Now, I mean, the best thing to do is to find a niche. So picking a specific area of work that you can focus on. So for example, if you're a writer, you can specialize in making VSL or writing VSL copy. If you're also a digital marketer, for example, focus on funnels and serve clients exclusively doing funnels. Or better yet, you can focus on Facebook ads and position yourself as a go-to guy for Facebook advertising. Now, if you keep learning all about this area and work on projects related to it, you'll probably become really good at it. You know what I mean? Then you can ask for more money for your work, right? And in the event that you don't know which area or skill set to zero in on, you can do some research, of course. Figure out what's well known at this moment and what individuals actually really need. You can peruse stuff from specialists, look on sites where freelancers secure positions, see what others are doing and talk, with different freelancers. You can likewise use and check Google Trends to see which niches are truly well known at this day and age, and look at which one matches what you like and what you are good at, and then make your services special for that group. Okay, so this is the first one. Second most important thing, number 2, branding. Okay, now in the freelance world, guys, think of yourself as your own brand, and your work as a product you're selling. Just like any business, getting your name out there is key to standing out in the crowd. So when you're scouring the web for gigs, having your own website and being active on social media can really give you a leg up. But before you start shouting from the rooftops about how awesome you are, it's crucial to understand what potential employers are looking for. Now, take a peek at job listings on freelancing sites, see what challenges these folks are facing and what they're hoping to get out of hiring someone like you. Once you've got a handle on that, it's time to figure out what sets you apart. Now, let's say you're into graphic design, right? If clients are clamoring for quick response because delays can throw a wrench in their plans, make sure you're lightning fast at, turning around work and revisions. Once you've pinpointed your special sauce, keep dishing it out and make sure people know about it. Consistency is key here, guys. So keep delivering top-notch work and shouting your strengths from the digital rooftop. Okay? So as what I've said, branding plays a huge role. Number 3, write killer proposal. So this is often overlooked. All right? Now let's talk about leveling up your proposal game. Imagine you're diving into, the freelance job pool, but it's crowded, like really, really crowded. Everyone's throwing in their proposals, so yours has got to shine, right? First off, keep it concise. Ain't nobody got time to read a novel-length proposal, guys. Start with a quick, greeting, show you're keen on the gig, and bam, you're on to the next part. Next up, dive into how you're going to swoop in and save the day for the client. Lay out your game plan, how you're going to tackle their problem like a pro, and they literally want to know you've got it covered. And lastly, wrap it up with a nice bow by sending them a quick 60-second Loom video introducing yourself and what you can do for the client and why you are fit to the role that they are looking to hire you for. Share about your experience, a little bit about your experience. Tie it back to what they need and toss in a relevant sample to seal the deal. Make it easy for them to say, yes, you are the right one, right? So that's again another truth bomb for you that you can take out of this. And number 4, build a portfolio. Okay, build a portfolio. Now, think of your portfolio as your ultimate freelancer resume. It's like your personal highlight reel showcasing what you bring to the table. It's not just about listing your credentials. It's about painting a picture of who you are professionally. You want to give potential clients a solid sense of your background, where you've studied, your past gigs, and any other relevant experience you've racked up along the journey. But it's not all about you. You also want to sprinkle in some social proof, like recommendations from folks you've collaborated with or worked with. And of course, the real stars of the show are your actual projects. Your portfolio should be a gallery of your best work, showing off what you can do in all its glory. And don't forget, of course, the contact info. You want people to be able to reach you out, easily. Now, when it comes to where to house all this goodness, you've got options, guys. There are platforms like Upwork or onlinejobs.ph where you can strut your stuff alongside other creatives. Or if you prefer a more freelance-centric vibe, you can hit up places like Fiverr and Freelancer. But hey, why not try and go an extra mile and carve out your own little corner of the internet? And I mean, having your own website gives you total control over how you work, how your work is presented, I mean. Plus, it's also a great opportunity for you to showcase your personal style. When it comes to design, simplicity is the key. You want something that catches the eye without overshadowing your work. And don't forget, of course, to sprinkle in some call to actions and snappy copy to really seal the deal for you. And after all, you want those potential clients to be hitting that contact button immediately. So you're going to need to put that in. And guys, number 5, network. Okay. Expanding your network is like adding zeros to your bank account. Seriously, guys. Your network is your net worth. And whether you're freelancing or in a regular 9-to-5 gig, connecting with folks is key. It's not just about shouting the breeze. It's about slaying and staying in the loop, finding cool opportunities, and maybe even snagging some referrals along the way. Because, nowadays, it's easier than ever to make these work buddies, these connections. You can heat up social media, find other freelancers who vibe with your style, and start chatting about potential collabs. Just shoot them a breeze, right? But hey, you need not to stop there. Dive into online groups, crash professional events, and hang out in those online spots where folks geek out about their line of work. And you know what? LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like a VIP lounge for professional networking. It's a solid place to kick off your networking game, for sure. And lastly, guys, number 6, customer service. And I've been preaching this for the longest time if you've followed me closely. You know, one thing I've learned as a freelancer is that giving top-notch customer service has always been the key. I mean, if you really want to make it in this game, gotta be on point with supporting your clients. That means getting the job done on time, delivering high quality work every single freaking time, delivering 10x of what is expected from you. I know, staying in touch with your clients, again, that's really huge. I make it a point to keep them in the loop about where things are and with their tasks. It's all about the open line communication. You know, keeps everyone on the same page, and it actually builds trust as well. You know, in this freelancing game, guys, it's all about setting yourself apart, right? And there are tons of us out there, thousands of us freelancers out there. But if you want to make those lasting connections and stand out from the crowd, you gotta need to find your niche, your specialty. Ever thought about what makes you unique? That's your USP, your unique selling proposition. And once you've got that down, it's all about shouting it from the rooftops, making sure everyone knows why they should choose you over the rest. And hey, speaking of making yourself known, those proposals I've mentioned, those need to be sharp as a tack. Make them irresistible. And your portfolio, that's your golden ticket, guys. It's like your resume on steroids. People gonna see what you're capable of. But you know what really seals the deal? Networking. It's like the secret sauce of freelancing success. Get out there, meet people, make connections, and you never know where your next opportunity might come. Right? And no, staying on top of industry trends, that's non-negotiable. Things change fast in this gig economy, so you gotta need to keep your finger on the pulse. And hey, if you're feeling frustrated because the gigs ain't rolling like you hope, maybe it's time to switch up your approach. You might be looking in all the wrong places, you know. And sometimes the perfect opportunity is hiding where you least expect it. Patience is key. And that's a wrap for today's episode. Remember, guys, no matter what challenges you may face, there's always a way to rise above and keep moving forward. With the right mindset and determination, nothing can hold you back. Nothing but up. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast for more inspiring conversations like this. This is Jameer Angelo. Until next time, peace, y'all.
Sage about the flex.